Welcome to this Python challenge. My name is Daniel, and we are going to find a solution to this problem. The scenario where students are taking exams and are waiting to be assigned a seat. So we want to translate this scenario to Python code. So each student now, all the students haven't been assigned a seat yet, but the students are going to be assigned a seat at random. That informs us that we will import the random module. Import random. Then our function is to take the amount of students writing the exam. So let's declare our function first. So we need to create a list for storing the students' data. Our list should be empty at first, since we are to enter the students' details ourselves. So we don't want it hard coded. Empty list. Then the examiner should be able to set the amount of students taking the exam. You can call it max entry. So it should be any number here, any whole number. So let's say it's 27 students taking the exam. So why we are using input here, because we don't want it hard coded. That's why. So this should be an integer. That's why I wrapped the input with an int. So next, we should be able to update this data here, these students. So each student should have a name, age, and score. That tells us to use a dictionary for each student. For each student means we can loop through max entry. Whatever is max entry. Max entry could be 2, 3, 4, 5. So we loop through that, and on each iteration, so we can have the students name, age, and score. So our loop for s in range, the range of max entry, what should happen? We want the student's name, inputs. So of course, inputs, student's name should be a string. In fact, let me even number the students. So print f before that. So I can have space there. Entering data for students s+1. Alright, so student's name, then student's age. Int, enter student's age. So inputs to enter the student's age. So same thing for the score. Score 2 should be an int, a number. So that is that. Next thing is create a dictionary for each of the students. That's why I'm doing everything inside the for loop. So I want everything that's happening here to be unique for each student. Let it be unique for each student. So the next, call it, should I say student data here? Student data equals a dictionary that contains the following keys: student name. Student name should be student name according to this variable here. Sorry. Okay, separate with a comma. Student age. And student score. Alright. So now, still inside the loop, each student data that has been created for each student should be added to this student list here, so the list can be updated. So I say students dot append students data. Now the student have been added, so I can even print a dynamic message. I can say student data name, student's name, so let me just print this. So f and print, and this should be in curly brackets. Okay, so this one should tell us the name of the students that has been added. So the next thing now, we need to assign the student a seat. So randomly assign the student to a seat, to their individual seat. So all the students are eventually going to be assigned to a seat, but we want to select the students at random. So we want to select all the students. So while there are still students in the list, while there are still students, so while students, so this means that as long as the list is not empty, what should happen? So random students is equal to dot choice, select from the list of students. Then this student has been selected. Now we should now remove him from the list of all the students and give him add him to another list of students that have been assigned a seat. So let me remove him from this one. I can say students dot remove the random students that we selected. So then we can print dynamic string. You can say random students student name has been what assigned a seat. Alright, so we can even let's create a list of assigned students. Okay, variables should not have space in between them. Empty list also. Empty list. So when we remove this from here, we can do assigned students dot append. So we can pass in all the student data there or just the name of the students. It depends on what we want to do. So let's just pass in all the student data there. So that should be it. So let's run the code. Let's see what will happen. Okay, I've not initialized node one. Error. Syntax error expected after dictionary key. Line 23. What happened there? Student score. Okay, I use a comma instead of this, a colon. So let's save and let's see what happens. Why is it not giving my input? Okay, I've not called the function. Assign students. Enter the number of students. Let's test it with 2 students. Entry data for student 1. So the name is Alice. Age is 19. She scored 85. Ouch. Okay, Alice has been added to the list of students. So what's the error now? Line 40. Line 33. Name error. Assigned student not defined. Okay, did you mean assigned student? Exactly. Okay. $33. Okay, that's a mistype. My bad. Okay, number of students 2. Alice 1990. Alright, so Alice has been added to the list of students. Alice has been assigned a seat. Good. Enter student name Bob, age 25, score 87. So same thing. Bob has been assigned a student. Okay, no, the function is not returning anything. So let's the function return something. Let's say return um let's say return students, and let's also return the assigned students. Assigned students. So let it be the name for now, and this is alright. So let's test two students. Line 40. Oh, sorry, here should be student's name. So that's another error. For this error, let's use a try block here. Try except value error. Prints alright. So you should do it. So let's take this out of the loop. So it is done. So we are good now. I swear for now with noise. So we have this. So now we have that. And okay. So each iteration now it's I made it print the available students in that list. So started with one student. Now we have two students, Alice and Bob. Here we had three students, Alice, Bob, and Charlie. So by the time this whole program run finish and we return the students, it becomes an empty list because the random student has been removed from that list and added to the other list where they have been assigned a seat. So our work here is done, and looking forward to the next Python challenge.